How's it go? How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I had a different video in the works for this week, but I had some clay pieces that were taking a little bit longer to dry than I thought they would, and as a result, it won't be done on time. So I thought I would just hop in here and just do like a chill, laid back, just like you hang out with me while I do some stuff kind of video, you know? I just thought that would be fun. And so Halloween is coming up. Did my camera move? Maybe I'm tripping. I think I might just be tripping for real. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to just like hang out and draw something kind of spooky because my hair is making me feel insane. I like to try to be cute for my YouTube videos. My hair is making me feel nuts, so I think I'm gonna... I have a hair tie! I thought I was gonna have to get up, but my hair tie was right here. Truly a blessed day. You're all gonna get to see my full forehead. Do you feel blessed? I just hit 500 subscribers pretty recently. And I think because of that milestone, I'm getting ready to like be a little bit more vulnerable with you guys, you know? I'm letting you guys see my forehead, which is something that like not everybody gets to see, you know? So you should really appreciate what I'm doing for you right now. I feel like we've gotten to know each other a little bit better because you're seeing this part of me that I don't usually let people see, you know? Now that my hair is up, I'm prepped, I'm ready to go. Let's just hop in and start making something spooky. So, I don't know, like, I feel like my artistic process has changed. So, let's start with a black canvas. Let's do that. That sounds fun. Ever since I was, like, 17, I feel like my art process has changed so much. Like, I used to just, like, sit down and just, like, make whatever came to my mind. And it was very, like, vibey, you know? Just, like, I'm gonna draw a little creature. I'm gonna draw an octopus with a baby head. Because I feel like it. And now I feel like I don't do that sort of stuff anymore. I'm so structured. And I say that. Is my art structured? Am I giving myself too much credit? I don't know. What if I wear the little earring I made last week? So I still only have one of these. Is this distracting? If I just have like a little baby hanging from my ear this whole video? Will you look at the camera, please? You're being very inconsiderate. What do I want? What do I want? This isn't what I want. This is gonna be a very, like, delete your art kind of day. Maybe we'll do the face down here. I want more expression. This, like, isn't expressive enough. What do I want? What do I want that will make this something that I'll like? I draw a lot of, like, sort of just moody, disaffected people. Do you ever just start making forms to see what happens? When I was younger, I used to like to draw these, like, weird, stretched out women that were just sort of like... I really like drawing spooky stuff, you know? And I just like taking parts of the body and putting them in places that they don't belong. Drawing some boobies. Don't mind me. I remember when I was younger, like, I would draw things that were just kind of weird for the sake of it. And people would always think that, like, I was doing something really deep. Which I'll take it. Like, obviously, anyone could look at any piece of art and try to get some sort of meaning out of it. Sometimes my art doesn't mean anything. Sometimes my art just means that I was really in the mood to draw this thing today, and so I did. And that's sort of all you need. I don't know what this is, but I like it. I like the flow of it. You know, I like the composition. I've been watching a lot of Ink Master, and it is perhaps one of the most toxic reality competition shows that there ever has been. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I love Ink Master. I've watched the hell out of it. It was one of my favorite shows growing up, and to this day, I really enjoy watching it. But that being said, oh my god, the way these people talk to each other is a nightmare. Like, who... Like, obviously, like, you got, you know, producers and stuff that are trying to egg on, you know, facilitate drama because that's what sells, you know? That's why you're watching the show. And sometimes I, like, watch other competition shows where, you know, everybody sort of gets along with each other, and it sucks. It's boring as hell. But then I watch Ink Master and I'm like, oh my god, this is so toxic. Like, why are they all treating each other this way? And it's like, Randy, you have to make up your mind. Do you want to be entertained? What's another reality show? Like, some competition reality shows are so, like, buddy-buddy. Like, oh my gosh, I'm surrounded by so many talented people, and I just don't know how they're going to choose, like, who's going to win. And, like, these people, they've really become, like, my second family. And, you know, it's gonna be really hard to see somebody go home, you know? And, you know, that sort of stuff, right? But then other competition shows are just like, none of these bitches get it like I get it. I am the best person here, and if the judges don't recognize that, they're blind. Why are they even the judges? I should be on that judges panel. And if I don't win, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna commit a crime. I'm gonna go off the rails. I'm going to say God, do you ever, like, rewatch, like, competition reality TV from, like, the early 2000s, back when, like, you could just sort of say anything on TV and it was fine? And so, like, a lot of the drama on those shows and a lot of, like, the beef that would happen would just be straight up, like, racism and homophobia. And you're just like, oh my god. And they're just like, haha, this is just, like, friendly banter, you know? Like, it's part of the show. Like, if you can't take it, get out. And it's like, my dude, they called her a slur. She can't just be a good sport about that. And they're like, why are you freaking out? You should just calm down. And it's like, dude, what the heck? Like, we binged all of Scream Queens, the sort of, like, competition reality show where you were, like, vying for a spot to be in, like, the next Saw movie. And oh my god, the way those women treat each other. It was truly a nightmare. Like, the second season, they really toned it down. Like, I wonder if they got complaints. God, the way, like, only one person on all of Scream Queens, like, went on to, like, actually have, like, a successful career, and she didn't even, like, win the show. Oh, what's her name? I can't think of her name right now, but she's, like, the lady in Rosewood. I think she, like, stars in Rosewood, and, like, she's been in a few, like, crime procedurals. I think she's on, like, Chicago Med and stuff. But, like, she changed her name. Like, I think her name was, like, Jessica or whatever, and now it's, like, different. Or, like, maybe she changed her name to be on Scream Queens or whatever, but, like, the fact that the only person that sort of, like, ended up with a successful acting career on that show doesn't even act under the name that she used while on that show. So it's just like, did it hurt these women's reputations like that bad that they had to, you know, distance themselves from it if they wanted anything to happen for themselves career-wise? Which is so weird, because I really don't think a lot of the women on that show were bad actresses. So it's like, you'd think that this would maybe look good for them, but I guess not. She's spooky. She's like a ghost. Have you guys ever seen 13 Ghosts? It like came out in like 2001, I think, starring Tony Shalhoub, Shannon Elizabeth, and Matthew Lillard are all in that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, I grew up watching the absolute hell out of it. I loved Matthew Lillard. Like, I know a lot of people who love Matthew Lillard, like, who are my age, like, sort of discovered him through him playing Shaggy, you know, in the Scooby-Doo movies, which is super valid because he absolutely kills it as Shaggy in those movies. But I fell in love with him in 13 Ghosts, where he plays this, like, sort of tortured medium, you know, psychic who used to, like, work with this guy who was trying to collect these spirits to sort of create this, you know, machine that could, like, summon the devil or something. And he sort of felt really guilty about it. And this family of the guy that was trying to build this evil thing move into this house that was built to be a machine, like, be the machine that's fueled by these ghosts. And he's trying to sort of be like, hey, you guys need to get out of here. But of course no one believes him, because he's trying to say the ghosts are real. And Tony Shalhoub is like, that's a bunch of malarkey. Until eventually it's like, yeah, you can't deny it. The ghosts are there. And I love the creature designs, like the sort of ghost designs in that movie. And like, I don't know, it was just like the perfect level of spooky for me when I was a kid. And just like the feeling of like roaming through this house where all these spirits are, and like you can't see them but they're there. I feel like that really engages the imagination of a young person, even though that movie's definitely not made for children. It just like really activated my imagination, you know. And I would like wander around my house and like imagine that there were ghosts just wandering there that I couldn't see, and I would picture where they would be and stuff. And it was very spooky. It did spook me to sort of picture and be like, oh, what if there's a ghost in my bathtub? Oh my god. But it was fun, you know. That's why we like horror. That's why I like horrors, because it's sort of fun to get like a little spook, a little thrill in the safety of your own home. Because I hate haunted houses. Like, literally and figuratively, I guess. Like, you know, the ones that you go through for Halloween that are like, ooh, someone's gonna jump out at you with a chainsaw and stuff. I hate those. I cannot stand anything spooky once it like gets real. Like, I even struggle sometimes like in the Halloween section of stores, because the masks and stuff, they'll scare me, and like some of the decorations will scare me. Like, when I was a kid, I used to like have to look away whenever they'd have like a giant spider installation somewhere. But I love horror movies, so it's like, what do you want then, girl? You love horror but you hate being spooked? Make up your mind. I just don't trust people. I think that's what it really comes down to. I have this fear. Like, whenever people are in masks, I feel like suddenly they could do anything. Like, anything is possible because they're being obfuscated. I think that's part of why people get freaked out by clowns, is because, like, they could be anything under there, you know? Like, you can't, their identity is hidden. They can do whatever. And I don't like that. I remember when I was like 4 years old, it was like around Halloween time, and another kid put on a ghost face mask and like chased me around. And I was like frightened for my life. I remember for the longest time, like, metal music used to scare me because they'd always play it at the end of horror movies. And so I always associated with like having just been really scared. And it sort of made the music like inherently scary to me. And I think that's just kind of funny. I've been shading her boobs for a really long time. I'm just like, I don't know. Don't judge me. Yet another unrealistic beauty standard for women. Women just want one thing, and it's disgusting. It's to become a little wispy, disembodied, ghost tentacle creature. How many of you guys play tabletop RPGs? It's out of curiosity. I used to do a lot of the unlisted speed drawing content I have on this channel that I sort of like got rid of because I'm not really proud of them anymore. A lot of those were sort of like me drawing my D&D characters, and really just like me drawing my D&D characters and like doing little story times about like things that happened in my game. I've sort of like moved away from that, but like, do you guys want to hear me talk about D&D? Because I can. I'm really in the juice again. Like, there was a while there where I was starting to like not be as passionate about it as I used to be. Like, I was still playing the games and stuff that I was in, but I just like wasn't vibing with it as hard as I used to be. But like lately I'm just like been really into it again, you know? I'm like really vibing, I'm really feeling all the games that I'm in, and I'm sort of excited about the things that are happening in them. So it's like, do you guys want to hear me talk about D&D and draw stuff for my games? Like, I don't know, I've just been really in the mood to like draw my characters and stuff again. I feel like the light source in this like doesn't really make sense. It's a ghost, okay? The lighting doesn't have to make sense. I think this is a ghost. I can use that to explain the lack of nipples. I don't know. I really like working on black canvases. I think it's fun. And so this is just like a neat little thing that I wanted to make, and I feel like I don't just like sit down and just doodle whatever. But I think this ended up being really cool. Like, I think it's really neat. I'm gonna go ahead and sign it because I'm proud of it. There we go. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. The link to all my BS will be in the description box below. I'm so excited to show you guys what I'm working on for next week. It's taking me a little bit longer, but I hope that it'll be worth it. So, hope to see you guys next time. Love you, bye! Guess who accidentally just deleted it? This girl! I saved the wrong file before closing. I had more than one file open and I accidentally saved the wrong file. And so I think it's just gone. I think it might be gone. So yeah, I was gonna put in like a close-up of what I just did, and it is gone. You know what they say, the wise words of Drawfee: delete your art. But sometimes it's an accident. So, well, it exists in video form. I was gonna put a final result thing up, but I deleted it. Okay. Ah! And I hit my knee really hard. Okay.